Welcome to tutorialsinhand.com. In this video tutorial we are going to see why string is called immutable in Java. So first thing is, when you get this question you should have a clear understanding of what this immutable means. Immutable means something which is permanent, that means whose state doesn't change over time. So immutable means that something which is permanent and will not change over the time. This means that string object once created is permanent and its value will not change over time. Now how do we understand that it is immutable and how do we explain this immutability when you are asked this question? So first thing is, you must know that we can create string in two ways, right? First one is string literal and another one is using the new keyword. So we have explained this clearly in the video tutorial where we have explained how we can create a string. So you can check that video tutorial if you don't have understanding about how we can create a string in Java. That is, we can use string literal to create it and we can use new keyword to create it. For explaining this immutability, we are going to take the example of this string literal, right? So let's take example of this string literal. Now how do we create string literal in any Java program? Suppose this is main body, right? So consider this part as public static void main, and this is the opening bracket and this is the closing bracket for public static void main, right? And we are writing the code within the public static void main. For example, let's write over here public static void main, within its body we are writing the code. Now here we are trying to create a string object using the string literal. So let's write string s1 is equals to TIH, that means tutorials in hand abbreviation. And now what will happen is, when you will create this string s1 is equals to TIH, what will happen in the memory, how this will impact the memory, let's see. So first it will check this string constant pool that is within the heap memory, that whether this TIH object is present or not. So we can see with the naked eyes that string constant pool does not have this object TIH. So what will happen? One object will be created in the string constant pool with this TIH value. So now TIH is created, and what will happen? S1 that you are seeing over here, it will refer to TIH. So now you can see, once you write this line, S1 will refer to the new object that is created within that string constant pool. Now suppose what we write one more line, that is string s2 is equals to tutorial. Now what will happen? Again it will check whether this tutorial string object is present in the string constant pool or not. If it is not present, it will create this tutorial object over there also. Now the tutorial object is also created in the string constant pool, and now s2 will refer to this tutorial object that is now created. So now you can see that s2 is referring to this tutorial. But what is immutability? So how this immutability concept is coming into picture? Now suppose you want to modify any one of these newly created object using plus operator to concatenate, or you are using the concatenate method. You can do anything. Now suppose I want to change this one. So I want to change it to s1 dot concat video, right? So now what will happen is, we are trying to concat with TIH this video, right? So it should make something like this. So now some new object will be created, something like this, TIH video. Now what do you think? This s1 TIH object that it was referring to, does this gets modified? Do you think that when we are performing this operation on s1, did this get changed? Because we see that when we will concat, we will get this TIH video. So is it the same object? No, this is not the same object. When you are doing this s1.concat, or you can also do this like this, s1 plus video. So you can replace the above line with this one, or you can keep it this same. For both the concept will be same. When you are doing this, we are getting output something like this, TIH video, right? But what will happen is, when you will do this s1.concat video or s1 plus video, this object is getting created, and this is a new object which will be checked again in the string constant pool, and if it is present, then the reference will occur if there is any reference made, which we are not doing over here. So in this case, what will happen, this new object will be formed and will be placed in the string constant pool without any reference, because we are not using is equals to refer to this newly created object, right? So new object will be created without any reference in the string constant pool. See, now TIH video is created in the string constant pool for any of the line. Either you have written this one or this one, right? For now we are considering that we are not using this one. We are only using the first line, that is s1.concat video. So in that case, what happens is TIH video is created, but there is no reference. And now what will happen is, if you write system.out.println s1, so what do you think will get printed over here? The original value of s1, that is TIH, or the newly created object when we appended, means when we concatenated this new string with the s1, this will get printed. That means TIH video will get printed over here, or TIH will get printed. What is your guess? Or according to logic, what do you think will get printed? We will still get what? We will get TIH over here as a result output. Why? Because you can see that s1 is a variable which is referencing to this string object, right? Earlier. Now also the reference is TIH only for this string variable s1. Still s1 is referencing to TIH. It is not referencing to TIH video. Why? Because we have not assigned this newly created object to this variable. If you want s1 to print this new TIH video value, then what you should do, before printing you have to make sure that this line should be written as I am going to show you below. That means over here you should write the line as s1 is equals to s1 dot concat video. Now what you are doing is, now you are saying that, okay, I am performing this concat operation which will create a new object, and this newly created object will be referenced by this s1 variable, string variable. And now what will happen, this s1 that was originally referring to TIH, now after the third line of execution, that means we are going to write this line over here. So after the third line of execution, what will happen is s1 will now refer to this newly created object. That means the value of s1 will be overridden. So here the value of s1 got overridden. The value of s1 got overridden, and now this s1 variable points to the new object, that is TIH video. And this link s1 that was referencing to TIH gets broken. Now this is not referencing to that place. Now what will happen is, this will start referencing to TIH video, right? So this is how it works. The original string is never changed. See, TIH still remains as TIH, and this object will remain in the string constant pool. And if someone writes a new line after this one, that means after we have printed the value of s1, then after that if you write like string s3 is equals to TIH, so now what will happen? Now again it will be checked whether this TIH object is present in the string constant pool or not, and if it is present, then what will happen? Now the s3 object that you have written over here, it is assigned to this s3. Now s3 will reference to the TIH object that is unreferenced. S3 will reference to TIH. See, S3 now starts referencing to TIH. Now if you again print system.out.println over here, so what will get printed? Here you will get the output as TIH, because now the S3 is referencing to TIH and you get this value as TIH. Now suppose there is one object which is lying unreferenced. So what happens to that object? For example, when the link S1 got broken and this S3 was not written, this line of code was not written at that point of time, here what happened is this TIH was lying unreferenced, right? Because this link got broken and there was no reference to TIH. Suppose that is the case again. Suppose this TIH object is still lying unreferenced. It is just for assumption because I am trying to explain something that is different. So now that TIH that you see below is lying unreferenced. So in that case what will happen is this TIH that is lying unreferenced is eligible for garbage collection. So in this case what will happen? Any unreferenced object will be eligible for garbage collection, right? So when garbage collector will run, it will remove this unreferenced object TIH that is not referenced by anyone, or any other object which is not referenced by any variable will be removed by this garbage collector or will be eligible for garbage collection, right? So that is not related to this immutable concept, but still while explaining immutability you will come up with a situation where your object will lie unreferenced and your interviewer can ask you a follow-up question that what will happen to this unreferenced object. So you can easily answer that once this is lying unreferenced, it is eligible for garbage collection, and once garbage collector will run, it can just remove this unreferenced object so that memory will be saved and you will have enough memory space, right? So this is why string is immutable in Java.